Well, the city of Johannesburg has been investing in infrastructure to provide public transport in Alexandra and Sandton. We're currently investing in a dedicated bridge for cycling and walking across the M1.
Promote this alternative means of transport and public transport.
You guys, you must do this, cycling. Fantastic, hot compared to other freedom rides, but Joburg is always fantastic.
Joburg one is just amazing, you know, working with the city of Joburg, they are so on board. They see this event as theirs as much as the cyclists see it as theirs. So I think that's such a brilliant start, and Lisa Seftel and Crispian Olva and the organising team, I've got to take my hat off to you. You pulled out all the stops, and what a beautiful route. You know, it encapsulates what Joburg's life is.
I think the Hillbrow Hill, going up the hill, is a practice for the 94.7. It was good for me.
Fun, I really enjoyed it. It's really nice to see the city when there's not so many cars on the road.
It was amazing. Thank you. Hard going up that hill on Oxford Road, but otherwise really cool. Thank you.
The weather was fabulous, okay, everything. And then of course I've got such a good mentor, okay, so that really helped. Yeah.
Hi, that's my second ride, very well organized. We can see an improvement, so well done.
Are you ready to see
We decided to incorporate disability into this whole Transport Month. So I compiled a little invitation of challenge and added some challenges so that everybody could use not only the Gautrain but also incorporate Uber, Rea Vaya, the Gautrain buses, and just see where the challenges are. And with that information that we compile, we will then take it to the city of Joburg so that we can start addressing some of the challenges and coming up with solutions.
It's just a pity that the structures of the Rea Vaya are concrete evidence of breaking the SABS minimum standards for buildings. And I think that needs to be addressed as a matter of urgency.
For people who are visually impaired, the facilities they've put down into the station don't help, because we have directional tactile surface indicators, which are these tiles down here, which are longitudinal, which gives you the way you must go. Then when you change directions, there's little truncated bubbles that tell you to change directions. But if you follow this line, it goes into the wall.
Universal design is something that's not just for disabled people. When it comes to signage and easily seeable signage, everyone that might have any kind of visual impairment. And as you get older, you get impairments. Secondly, easy surfaces to move on are good for pregnant women, are good for prams, are good for trolleys, are good for management with their little turning wheels on their important briefcases. We are checking the value chain for able-bodied people, and we're saying, okay, that's how you make decisions for able-bodied people. How can we assist you to make them for people with different disabilities?
The obstacles that we've all faced today is actually getting from the road onto the pavement, from the pavement into the station. Those have been some of the challenges that we've faced this morning. Getting onto the buses, getting on to the trains, not a problem.
We are really happy that people are taking notice of the plight of people with disabilities, because we need our public transport in order for us to be able to move around and to work. We cannot work unless we can get to our work. And how can we get to our work when the public transport doesn't offer us the facilities to move without barriers through our society?
Transport is such a big factor for disabled people. It plays a role in doctor's appointments, shopping, your day-to-day work life. So if there is no transport system that caters to the average disabled person.
What we have documented today will assist the Gautrain, will assist our colleagues in the Department of Transport to address more accessible public transport for people with disabilities.
Sometimes it's not a luxury to just be riding around on a train. So sometimes there's a impatient person, or just those factors play such a crucial part into the person, which will eventually resign from their job because transport becomes a challenge.
Today's out and about experience has been very insightful for me, who is very mobile and loves the fact that South Africa is presenting a possibility of future mobility for all their citizens.
I had a lot of fun. It's a challenge, but you take challenges and you turn it into quite an adventurous experience.
I'm a proud South African, so I thought the Gautrain and Ria Vaya was a beautiful experience.
Well, the journey was a heartwarming experience for us as Ria Vaya, because normally we don't have a lot of disability people traveling along with Ravaya every day on a daily basis.
It was definitely worthwhile, yes. This is more for inclusion of persons with disabilities and accessibility to public transport. It was a great experience. I think everyone enjoyed it.
A group of disabled people, plus minus 15 of us with various types of disabilities, and to then experience the rail and train system and move seamlessly through the process. We're hoping that more people with disabilities would partake in this event, and for me personally there's been a success. Truly using the Ria Vaya as well as the Gautrain and having that amount of people with disabilities on the train and on the bus was fine. If I had to give any input in terms of what changes are necessary, I think better signage is needed at the various stations, better signage as to where a person with a disability should go, what carriage they should get on, which side is the entrance, which side is the exit. And then of course if we could take a look at making the pavements wheelchair friendly so that we can get onto and off of pavements and into bus terminals, etc. So Mr. Mayor and Mr. Premier, if you could address that, that would be appreciated.
It was a great privilege to be invited by Bernadette and her company in collaboration with the SABC and to do an event around eco-mobility in the city of Johannesburg.